How did you see him produce those?
It just says he's a really great player that gets taken advantage of because he's been really good for a long time, underappreciated. And I thought he played a great game on both ends of the floor.
Especially with where your shooting's at right now, can he benefit from going downhill more often? Is that kind of an approach when the shots aren't falling for him that can produce more consistent scoring for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a product of that is our spacing and our execution, which I thought we had good spacing discipline, and I thought he did a good job just taking the right shot. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. He just needs to work to take the right shot, and he did a great job of that tonight.
After a fourth quarter, your execution in the fourth quarter, you found a way to kind of hold off. It seemed like when the Cavs were making their push, you guys found ways to just get to the rim. What did you see in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, just the spacing discipline, the biggest thing. You know, making sure we get the right matchup, making sure we got space. Even on the shots we missed, I thought that we got some really good looks on there. But most importantly, managing the offense kept them on a transition. I thought they were on that little bit of a run. It was either the end of the third or the beginning of the fourth. It was right at the beginning of the fourth quarter. It was 3 straight transition, just from our spacing discipline. So I think part of that we were able to manage and kept them on a transition. And then I thought our half-court defense was great in the fourth quarter.
The players sounded upset that they didn't bring the proper playoff intensity to game 2. What was the messaging about getting that back and kind of hitting a bit harder?
Yeah, I mean, what they said. I mean, they were upset. They know they had to play better. So, I mean, those guys, they're smart guys, been around a long time. And, you know, they did a good job bouncing back.
What keyed the run to open the third quarter?
Getting stops and then getting out in transition was important.
How has JT been as the low man, just making smart rotations, being able to beat people above the rim defensively to just protect the rim for you guys?
I think he's been an impactful player on both ends of the floor. Switching, individual defense, had some, you know, important rebounds. So I think everybody that played tonight played a highly disciplined, tough basketball, and that's what it takes. So no matter who's out there, we got to be disciplined. We have to be tough, and everybody that played did those things. I thought Jaylen's rim reads were huge. I thought Jrue was great. Derek had a good third quarter. Peyton, Luke, Sam, everyone that played with discipline and toughness.
Judge, we talked earlier about Game 1 wasn't what the Cavs were. Game 2 was more of what they were, not really what you guys were.
Yeah.
Is this more like what you expected both teams to be like?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You talked a bunch this year, Joe, about how Jaylen has been a little more under control across the board. Obviously, normally gets off to quick starts. I think he only took a couple shots in the first quarter, but by the end of the game, he's got a huge line, super efficient,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. What did you think of the way he played?
Yeah, just his picking and choosing spots really well. Picks and chooses spots, picks and chooses matchup, picks and chooses shot selection, and plays with a sense of poise. I thought a couple of those kickouts that he had at the end of the third or the beginning of the fourth were big for us. And you know, one of the best things he's doing is even if he scores 2-3 times in a row, the next play is the right play. It's not it's not a play for him. It's a play to make the right one. And I think that's huge growth for those guys, is their ability to do that.
You talked about kind of physicality and you know, toughness and all that. And Jrue in that first half, like a few of those plays, just kind of backing guys down, getting tough buckets inside. What did you think of the tone that he set for the game, even at both ends?
Yeah, I mean, he's just both ends. I thought he played really well, really solid. When he's that impactful for us, we're a different team. And when we have our guys, all of our guys impactful, we're a different team. And, you know, like I said, everyone's a leader, and he set the tone tonight with his physicality and his defense. And really, he had physical drives that got some points in the paint for us, too.
What did you see from you guys just defensively overall, where Mitchell made some tough shots there, but it seemed like you guys were able to contain the rest of the team?
Yeah, defensive poise, defensive discipline and tendencies. Holding them to one shot, defending without fouling, and withstanding some of those. I mean, they're going to make some of those, and they have really highly talented guys, and they're going to make those, and you have to be able to withstand those with defensive poise and continue to. I thought one of the other things our guys did well was their communication. Was great defensively, changing matchups, changing coverages, played almost different coverages, the entire second half, and guys handled it really well.
Final couple questions for Joe.
When Mitchell has it going, like he's just had it going all playoffs, right? So he shoots 7 of 12 from 3. How do you not overreact to what he's doing, knowing that winning when you limit everybody else, like it's easier to win when you limit everybody else? Yeah,
I mean, everything depends on how the game is going at that particular time. You take a look at the fourth quarter the other night where we weren't shooting the ball well, we weren't playing well. You know, it's harder to do that, and when you give up those transitions and give up some of those easy baskets. Tonight, we were managing the game really well, and I thought the shots that he hit were not necessarily game plan shots, but they were really tough shots. And so you have to have the defensive poise to be able to withstand some of that. But in the first half, they only had 48 points, and there was 10 points that we should take away with the things that we can control: communication, not switching, a couple of transition. And so if you take a look at the 48 first half points, you either have to stop him or you have to take away the 10 to 12 points that you can control. And I think that was the first thing, was take those away, and then we'll see how the game's going, and we'll be ready to get to a couple of different things. But throughout the game, we still threw some different stuff at him, but I thought our guys withstood that, and it's a credit to them.
Derek White got going in the second half. Do you stay on him, tell him to keep shooting?
I don't tell him anything. Just let him play basketball.
The second half, you guys, it seemed like you were sending two on the ball or just like at the touch just to keep them from getting penetration, but you would stay home on shooters, and sometimes even the roll man would just get to the rim. Was that on purpose? Did you just want to make sure you just took away any of their other guys from getting?
Yeah, I mean, some of the coverages that we went to were situational because of time and score. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Wow, Jayson,